Most of you veteran educators are familiar with the Hammond Education Foundation. Since 1983, our foundation has existed to support the school city of Hammond, its students and teachers in ways that go beyond the school budget. Everything that our not-for-profit organization does is in support of extraordinary learning experiences that help students succeed, which happens to be our mission statement. Our devoted voluntary board is comprised of business people, educators, and other individuals who desire to contribute to the success of the school city of Hammond and its students. I'd like to take this opportunity to ask all of our HEF board members to stand and be recognized this morning. Please, board members, stand up. Thank you very much. Given that from this breakfast I will go directly to my day job at Purdue Calumet, I would like to take this opportunity as well to recognize and introduce to you our new Chancellor of Purdue Calumet. Dr. Thomas Kean and his wife Nancy are with us this morning. Chancellor Kean and Nancy, would you please stand up? Thank you. On your tables is a list of sponsors who have made this morning's breakfast possible. We on the HEF board are especially appreciative of their support and partnership. Would all sponsor representatives please stand and be recognized? If you're a sponsor representative, please stand up. Thank you very much. I might add that some of our sponsors have some materials on a table here, and as you exit the cafeteria this morning, we invite you to pick up the material. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you and call upon the Superintendent of Hammond Schools, Dr. Jerry Watkins, for a few words of welcome. Jerry.
Thank you, Wes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let me begin by saying I listened and I watched around this room this morning. And as I dreaded the oncoming close of summer, I just listened to the vibrancy and the esprit and the level of camaraderie and the enthusiasm that I observed and witnessed in this room today. I wish we can match. And as we go into October and November and February and March, that we could remember this day and how happy we were to come together, how excited we were, sharing summer stories, talking about vacations and rest and relaxation, talking about getting back into the classroom and meeting the needs of kids. It's going to get rough, it's going to get cold, it's going to get dark, and I wish I could harness this and share it with you periodically during the day. So as you begin your journey here in the school city of Hammond, remember this morning and remember how pleased you are. You look like new kids, your faces are all scrubbed and bright and your hair is all nice, and you're all dressed up and looking good. Carry that with you throughout the coming days. When the job gets challenging and the children get taxing and the demands upon you grow more and more and more, remember your mission and remember why you're here today. And remember we're here to do what's best for children in the city of Hammond. I'd like to once again welcome all those new teachers that are here today. And I'd like to thank the Hammond Education Foundation for continuing to hold this event, Breakfast with a Benefit, because I know it's the culmination of a new teacher orientation program that those of you that are new to our district have just completed. You're on information overload. You met a lot of people, and many of them you won't remember because you'll get more engaged in your own events and in your own activities. But there are some people here today that I have to recognize and bring to your attention because they're truly instrumental to much of what happens here in the school city of Hammond. And I have three of my school board trustees with me this morning, and I'd like to introduce them to you now. I have Debbie White, our board president. I have Mrs. Cindy Murphy, a board trustee. And last but certainly not least, I have trustee George Janet. Wes talked about celebrating the successes in the Hammond Public Schools, and there are many successes in the Hammond Public Schools. I shared some of those with you on the first morning that I met you on new teacher orientation, and as you go through the day, and as you go through the convocation on Monday, as you go through your experiences here in Hammond, you'll be pleased that you picked one of the most progressive and innovative school districts in Northwest Indiana become a professional in. So again, thank you, Diane, and the Food Services Department. Really, my hats off to the Hammond Education Foundation, and welcome to all of those of you who are new here to the School City of Hammond. I think you're going to help make us proud and take us on to higher levels of achievement and success. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Congratulations to all the new teachers, and thanks to the Hammond Education Foundation for putting this on every year. It's a great event. I know for those of you that I think there's about 40 new teachers in here in that ballpark. For those of you that aren't familiar with the Hammond Education Foundation, it's a foundation that's been here for a long time. They're the liaison between the school, city, and the community. They do a wonderful job. And every year they do the new teacher orientation. Every year I've been mayor, I've been blessed and honored to come out here and speak to all the new teachers. And you know, I remember when I first ran for mayor 8 years ago, I talked about trying to help the school city, trying to help with education, and I was roundly criticized. You know, mayors aren't supposed to talk about education. You have no input in the school city. How dare you even talk about education, Mayor McDermott? And I think that in the 8 years I've been mayor, we respect the boundaries between the school city and the civil city. There's a lot of respect between the two entities, but at the same time, I think that we've done a lot in the city to help make your job easier. When we started the College Bound Scholarship, I see each year more and more students are participating in the College Bound Scholarship. I think that it's making a difference for you all. I know it's making a difference on the lives of those that participate in the program. And that's just one of the ways we try to help you. The school city and the civil city have partnered on a number of projects. Real estate swaps. I remember when I took over, we had a horrible parking problem at Clark High School. Because the city and the school city worked together on a number of issues regarding parking, I tell you, I walked that neighborhood last week, knocking on doors of the residents all around Clark High School. That problem is ancient history. And they're appreciative of the school and what the school did, and they're appreciative of what we did. We solved that problem. Partnering with the school city. When you call up the mayor and say, Mayor, I have a third grade class, they don't know what the mayor does, can you come in here and explain it to them? I'm very proud to say, in 8 years as mayor, I have never turned down a teacher's invitation. I want to say that again. I've never turned down a teacher's invitation. If you call and ask for the mayor to be in your classroom, I don't care if it's kindergartners, I don't care if it's 12th graders, I'll be there. I may not be able to come that day, sometimes there's conflicts, but I will be there. So I want you to know that, and I say it every year, and I tell you, there's a lot of teachers that take advantage of this every year, and there's some that don't. But I'm throwing it out there. I'm a busy person, but I will be in your classroom. It's part of the job that I enjoy, is working with you all, seeing these little kids. A lot of kids ask the toughest questions, which is funny as well. But I think my job is to work with you, because if you're doing your job well, it makes all of us look better. It makes the schools look better, it makes the mayor look better, it makes Hammond a more attractive place to move to. You know, being a teacher is a wonderful job. My mother-in-law is a teacher, by the way, and I tell you, I have nothing but respect for all of you. And for those of you that chose to have your career here, to start your career here in Hammond, Indiana, thank you. It's a challenging job. You're going to see some sad cases, you're going to see some happy cases, you're going to come home some days very frustrated, and you're going to come home some days on top of the earth. But I tell you, it's a great community. You got a great school board, you got a great administrator, you got great principals, you got great facilities. I'd like to think you have a great mayor, but I'm not going to say that right now. But what I do want to say this, is 8 years later, a lot of people said, Mayor McDermott's not supposed to talk about schools, Mayor McDermott's not supposed to do anything with schools. I was very happy last year that the Teachers Federation endorsed me for mayor. And I think that speaks volumes about where we've gone over the last 8 years and where we're going to head over the next 4 years. So congratulations to all the new teachers. Thank you for making Hammond your start of your career. And I'm sorry I'm late. I had a radio show and I just got in here right after. So thank you and enjoy your breakfast, everybody.
Thank you, Mayor McDermott. We're excited about what the Hammond Education Foundation is doing and the growing list of good news stories occurring in the school city of Hammond. One of the highlights of this breakfast is the opportunity that we have as a foundation to present what we call our seedling grants. And for that recognition, I'd like to call on our Executive Director, Gail Radovich, and Board Member Melody Scott, who serves as the co-chair of our Grants and Scholarship Committee, to make those presentations as well as a special.
We have 2 cycles of grants that are available for our teachers, one in the fall and one in the spring. The fall grants applications will be due October 26th, which is the day before fall break, in case you're interested in applying. But the spring grants were given in May, and there were 11 grants given. And we would like to recognize those people who will be carrying out their grants starting Monday, Wednesday, probably. And they have already received their grant money. We've been purchasing their materials to hit the ground running, and they'll be carrying out their programs for the entire school year. But we want to recognize them today so that they can receive a little bit of accolades for what they have come up with. They are being given an opportunity to really express their creative juices and really do something special with their classes. The exciting thing that we are presenting today is not a certificate, but a door sign. This is a laminated sign that they can put up on their door so that all of the teachers and people that come past their classrooms can see that they have an activity that's sponsored by the Hammond Education Foundation, and everyone will be so excited to see that they will want to get one for themselves. Well, it's much better than a certificate, which will be filed away somewhere. And it's laminated. As a former teacher, I love the laminate. Anyway, when I call your name, please come up and receive your certificate. There's also some other information in here. The first one is taking place at Eggers Middle School, and it's given to Brian Page. It's called A Long Way Gone.
Students will read A Long Way Gone, a first-hand account of ethnic conflict in Africa, while studying the geography of Africa in order to gain a better understanding of the problems people experience in other areas of the world. They will complete further research, make presentations, and attempt to establish pen pals with students in Africa.
Secondly, at Clark High School, Georgianne Zivniak will be doing a program called The Real World is Nonfiction.
Ninth and 10th grade students will read about topics that interest them in current magazines and nonfiction books, give mini presentations on what they read, and create a 10-page magazine on a nonfiction topic. In doing so, they will develop better speaking skills and reading literacy.
At Gavitt High School, Courtney Smith and some other teachers, Maria Robles, Claudia Carranza, and Sarita Katona, will be doing a program called Rua Bitte Silencio Por Favor. Quiet, please, reading in progress.